Well, it was 637 days since Vikings welcomed back fans here for a regular season home game, and boy, they did not disappoint. The Vikings win today against the Seattle Seahawks 30-17 in PA. 66,279 fans and 279 fans in attendance today in this purple palatial palace, the way you call it. How crazy was today?
And when the gates opened about 2 hours before the game, they just came flooding in. I mean, they were so excited to be here, and the Vikings paid them off with an offensive performance with maybe the hottest quarterback in the NFL in Kirk Cousins. But then, Ben, defensively, DK Metcalf, man, looked like he was going to go for about 270 with the first quarter he was having. Chris Carson had a touchdown, was 7.5 yards per carry, but Zimmer's defense settled in pretty nicely.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing we talked about this week was it going to be Metcalf or Lockett? I didn't think that both of them were going to have big games that you're just like, well, we got to stop one of these guys. And I just think the key was their play-action pass game. And I think that's no secret. They knew going in this week that you got to stop that play-action pass game. They like to do it on early downs, on first and second down. But it's just so enticing when you have a big back like Chris Carson that you want to get downhill. And you want to just like try to stop the run. So kudos to them. They did their bread and butter. That's exactly what they wanted to do. They took advantage of us. But second half, the defense settled down. But really it was because of the offense and the way they're mashing that defense and picking up first downs, keeping their offense on the sideline.
Yes, 389 total yards for the Seattle Seahawks this game. 80 yards in the second half. That's it. That's all the Vikings defense gave up. And, Ben, before we talk defense, I want to talk Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
This is the most passing yards he's had in his first 3 games since 2016. He's on fire. You said this is the best you've seen him play.
This is the best I've seen him play, and he seems comfortable like he's in mid-season form, and we're only in game 3. There's something about his mentality and how fast he's playing. He's playing a step faster than everybody else on defense. He's recognizing everything pre-snap. Even when he gets caught off guard and he sees a blitz come through, he knows exactly where his hots are. He knows exactly where he can dump off the ball. And that's all we really need is don't go for the big shot. Just live to play another down in those situations when you get a free rusher. He's playing fantastic.
And let's not forget 34-year-old offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak. I mean, because granted the team was 0-2. Cousins has never played better. No Cook. Madison's on a big game.
Yeah.
And this is Clint's first year coordinating offense. So he can have the Kubiak last name, and that's fine. His father, Gary's super well respected. But when you get into these battles and it's your job, it's your name on this offense, and this kid is doing a terrific job, man.
Terrific job, and especially on third down. Of course, we were good on first and second down today, but PA 9 of 14, 67% on third down. Chalk it up. Clint Kubiak, great game.
Yeah, but that needed to be better. I mean, into the game, we were 30th on third down. Now, that's kind of a bastard stat because in that Cincinnati game with all those penalties, man, we were like 3rd and 24 100 times. So Clint's doing a good job. Offensive line has settled down nicely. And that it needs to be going great guns because one of the best teams in the NFL is here next week.
Yeah.
In the Cleveland Browns, coached by Kevin Stefanski. He was here a decade and a half, former offensive coordinator here, the Associated Press Coach of the Year last year. I mean, I'm unbelievably excited for that game already 7 days in advance.
You know, just to add on about Clint, I don't know if I'm just making this up just because we know his age, but this offense feels young.
Yeah.
You know, doesn't it? Doesn't the play calling and the tempo and the quick now throws to the outside, it feels young. It feels a little bit like a college offense, and the fact that if you see an obvious wide open receiver where you have a defender that's 5, 6, 7 yards playing off, you've got some really talented guys with the ball in their hand. Just get it out quick. Yeah. Even if you pick up, 6, 7 yards, now you're second and manageable. Right. That's the type of mentality, and that's the rhythm and the flow that this offense has.
But I'm sorry, on the zero blitz, where Cousins is so fast right now, like Kyler Murray last week from his back foot found Christian Kirk. Kirk just knew there's 17 who's become a big-time fourth-quarter player and just threw it to a spot, and KJ came and got it.
2 third-down conversions for KJ Osborne today. Just amazing play just by this offense in particular. Like you said, this offense just seems young. There was a play when Bobby Wagner, he blitzed off the edge, but right before he could blitz, Kirk was like, oh, check 54. And he could see Kirk just settling down. But I want to move to the defensive side of the ball. First half, gave up about 300 total yards, 80 yards in the second half. But what did you see from Eric Kendricks? Because it seemed like the game started to slow down for him in the second half.
Well, I think that he realized, again, because our offense was putting points on the board, and Seattle felt like they had to rush their offense and get a little bit off script and not just be downhill so much with Carson. I think our second-level defenders and everybody just took about a half a step to a step back, realized they don't have to be as fast downhill, and they could be more patient in the pass game, and we just let those guys in the front four kind of do their work. And so, again, I thought the pressure package with all the twists and the stunts on the outside really came to fruition in the second half.
PA, I want to talk about the time of possession before we get out of here, because you talked about Stefanski. He's going to try to run the ball. He's going to try to kill the clock. But we got a recipe for success for this Vikings offense this year. Just in today's game, they held the Seattle Seahawks defense to 7 minutes and 7 minutes and 20 seconds of time of possession today, which means we kept the ball and we sustained drives.
Yeah, I think Seattle has a problem with that time of possession. I mean, it was 22 and a half into the game, by far last in the NFL. They finished at 24 minutes, 7 seconds. And at one point, they had 16 minutes time of possession. It looked like they were going to have about 40.
Yeah.
They have a new coordinator named Shane Waldron. He's in his first year. He comes from that super special Sean McVay Rams tree. 6 years ago, he was at UMass. And people kept telling me that, the time of possession is so small because they go over the top left and right. Nah, they run no huddle, and if it doesn't work and you go 3 and out like that, well, then that time of possession is going to be bad, man. I'm telling you, that's going to bite them as the season moves on.
453 total yards for this Minnesota Vikings offense today. Just a great overall game. And, Ben, now we got the Cleveland Browns coming in here. They're coming off a win. Jadeveon Clowney, 2 sacks today. Myles Garrett, 4 sacks. We know it's going to be. We know we're going to have our hands full.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that's a little concerning for me, and I hope that we get worked out going into next week. Is just like we talked about, Russ in this offense, play action pass game, boot game. Well, what do you think Stefanski does? We know what Stefanski does. Wow. We know what Baker Mayfield does and what he does best, and that's exactly that. Play action pass, boot game. So we have to have a great week of practice and understanding that, listen, guys, they may get some yards with their big backs, but they're going to really kill you and dagger you if you bite on those play actions all the time, and they can go over the top and in the middle of the field.
Well, we're 1-0 at home.
Yeah.
And we finally got a win.
Yeah.
And all we can do is look forward. Cleveland Browns up next, the second game of a 3-game home stretch. PA, you're excited. Lieber, you're excited. A lot of content coming you guys' way this week.
Excited.
So stay tuned to Vikings.com. This is Between the Lines, fueled by Gatorade.